Imagine this. You've poured years into your education, worked extra hard to build experience, retaken your English test, and finally submitted your expression of interest, EOI. You check your inbox every day, waiting for the invite to apply. But 1 month passes, then 2, then 9 months. You begin to wonder, did they forget me? Did I do something wrong? Am I even in the game anymore? That waiting, uncertainty, tension, hope, is exactly what many skilled migrants are experiencing in 2025. Because behind closed doors, the rules have shifted. Invitation rounds are no longer predictable. State nominations are in flux. Tie-break dates are shifting. And competition is fiercer. In this talk, I'll walk you through 1. How the invitation system works now, and what's changed in 2025. 2. What recent rounds tell us about tie-breaks, points, and which occupations are getting priority. 3. Realistic projections, how long you may have to wait. 4. What you can do to improve your chances, and how to stay ready. By the end, you'll know exactly where things stand, and how to position yourself when the next round drops. Air deep dive, invitation system and what changed. 1. How skill select and invitation rounds work, refresher plus changes. First, you lodge an expression of interest, EOI, via skill select, specifying your visa subclass, e.g. 189, 190, 491. Occupation, and your points. The Department of Home Affairs, Doha, ranks EOIs by points. In each invitation round, it picks top candidates by occupation, by points, by quotas, to issue invitations to apply, ITAs. A tie-break rule, cutoff date, is used when multiple EOIs have the same points. Usually the one with earlier EOI submission date gets priority. Once invited, you submit your visa application with full documents and wait for processing, health, character, final checks. What has changed or is shifting in 2025? Irregular timing of rounds. In prior years, invitation rounds were more frequent, monthly or bi-monthly. But lately, the schedule has become erratic. Long gaps between rounds. For example, the skilled independent, subclass 189, visa had no round between November 2024 and August 2025, a 9-month pause. Emphasis on priority occupations. The August 2025 round targeted trades, health, education, and engineering roles. Tighter competition, higher point thresholds. The August 2025 round saw a minimum points cutoff of 85 for many invited EOIs. State nomination, 190 or 491, is more volatile. Many states have filled their quotas of 194.91 or are pausing new invitations until allocations are finalized. Stable migration intake but shifting allocation. For 2025 to 26, the government has confirmed 185,000 permanent migration places, same as before, meaning pressure to optimize how those are distributed across visa streams. 2. What we learned from the August 2025 invitation round, subclass 189. Because that was the first round after a long break, it gives insight into what Doha is doing now. Round date the 21st of August, 2025A. Surprise early round, it's the first 189 round of FI 2025-26. Time since last round tilde 9 months. Last was November 2024. Illustrates the unpredictability now in 2025. Minimum cutoff score 85 points. For many occupations, more competitive than past rounds. Tilde 65-70. In many sectors. Occupations invited trades, health, engineering, education, e.g. carpenters, registered nurse, teachers. Suggests Doha is prioritizing skills in demand. Number of invitations tilde 6,887 for 189 quite A. Large batch after the gap. What this tells us? Doha is willing to issue a large round after long pauses. Likely because there is pent-up demand. The high cutoff suggests only stronger EOIs get invited. Less competitive ones wait longer. Occupations aligned with national priorities, health, trades, education, get precedence. You must have not only strong points, but timely EOI, and be in an in-demand occupation to make the cut in current environment. 3. Processing times after invitation. Getting invited is just one part. After that, for subclass 189, processing is estimated at 8 to 9 months for many applicants. For subclass 190, state nominated, estimated time is 6.5 to 8 months in many cases. 4 subclass 491, regional. Processing times tend to be longer, often 12 to 14 months in many reports. However, actual time depends heavily on how clean and complete your application is, no missing documents, speed in responding to additional requests, complexity of health or character checks, volume of applications at that time. So, from EOI to visa grant could realistically take 1 to 1.5 plus years in many cases now. 4. Invitation timeline projections and risks. Given how unpredictable rounds have become, here's what we can reasonably expect and what to watch out for. Future rounds in 2025 to 26. More are expected, but not necessarily monthly. Some sources suggest quarterly or as needed rounds. Tie-break or cutoff dynamics. If you're borderline in points, your EOI date becomes critical. If multiple EOIs have same points, earlier date wins. Risk of quotas being filled. For 2024 to 25, the 189 stream had technical oversubscription. Some argue that further 189 rounds in that year unlikely, even though new applicants are waiting. State nominations may open later. Some states are waiting until allocations confirmed. 190 or 491 rounds may resume later in the year or in next cycle. Occupations might shift in priority as economic needs evolve, e.g. shortage in healthcare, trades. The occupation list that gets priority may change during the year. A key warning, because rounds are not on fixed schedule, you might be waiting months with no warning, unless you maintain a strong, up-to-date EOI and strategy. 5. What you can do to improve your chances. To increase your chances under these changing conditions. 1. Max out your points. Retake English test to get superior levels. Gain additional qualifying work experience. Do further study or professional year if applicable. Get state nomination if your occupation is listed. Adds 5 points for 194.91. 2. Submit your EOI early and keep it current. EOI submission date matters for tiebreaks. Update EOI if your circumstances improve, new qualification, job change, spouse skills, etc. 3. Choose in-demand occupations. Align with health, trade, education, engineering since these appear prioritized in recent rounds. Monitor changes in occupation lists, especially state lists. 4. Stay ready with documents. Skills assessment, privacy checks, English test, identity, health, character, all should be ready to submit when invited. Missing or delayed documents can push your processing time much longer. 5. Keep an eye on state nomination paths. Even if 190 or 491 rounds are paused now, states may reopen later. Some states may give ROI, registration of interest, windows. Be prepared to apply early. 6. Monitor official sources and community intel. Doha publishes official invitation results and tiebreak data. Skill Select site. Immigration law firms and migration forums often share quick analysis. Community forums warn that timing of rounds has become at the whim of the department. Conclusion. The landscape of Australia. PR invitations in 2025 is both more promising and more challenging than ever. While the government has maintained the same migration intake, 185,000 places for 2025 to 26, the way those invitations are being distributed is shifting. Your key takeaways. Expect longer gaps, more uncertainty, and higher competition. The August 2025 189 round showed that only strong EOIs with high points and in-demand occupations are getting invites. The path from invitation to visa grant likely stretches 8 to 14 plus months, depending on subclass. You must act strategically, refine your profile, stay ready, and not rely on fixed predictions. Though the process has grown more complex, you still retain leverage. You can control your points, your EOI strength, and your responsiveness. Be proactive. Be informed. Be fearless in waiting.